Well, good morning. It is 6:15. So it is time for morning encouragement, inspiration, and for the month of February, all we're doing is focusing on love, marriage, and relationships. Um, this is one of the topics that I enjoy teaching. Hey, David. However, I tend to like to teach relationship a little different, marriage and relationships a little different than most. I'm not, thank you. I'm not so big on um, behavior as I am big on heart change, which is definitely what Jesus wants us to do. He wants us to change our heart towards things. And so I like to help my clients get to the place where they start thinking about themselves, marriage and love and relationships differently than what they may have grown up thinking about. So this morning, the topic I'm talking about is 3 mistakes women make in marriage. Now listen, ladies, I picked us first because I'm one of us. So don't get in your feelings. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about 3 mistakes men make in marriage. But today, this morning, 3 mistakes women make in marriage. And understand that I've made these mistakes too. My husband and I have been married for 25 years. So know that I had to grow into the wife that I am today. So one of the first mistakes I believe women make, and I definitely was making this mistake, is oftentimes we want our spouse or we want the men in our life, even when we're like dating and it's very serious, we want the men in our life to think the way we think. I have conversations with women all the time, and even I used to say things, if he would just do it my way, if he could see it the way I see it. Listen, we were not created as men and women, we were not created to think alike. We were not. Now, I'm a Bible girl. If you don't believe the Bible, that's your decision, but I do believe the Bible. And the scripture tells me that we were created, and that when God created man and female, interesting enough, he created, hey Nat, he created, and I see that Coach V is here and Sean. Thank you guys for coming on. I've learned that when God created man and female, like think about it, Adam was created from dirt. But then when he created Eve, he put Adam to sleep. And I always jokingly say that even God didn't want Adam to know what he was doing when he put him to sleep to create Eve. So now what that shows me, and he uses Adam's rib to do that, it shows me that we are to be connected as man and wife, or male and female. We are to be connected. We need each other. We are to be joined together, because then after that creation of male and female, women, we now birth men. So there's a need for true connection for the man and the woman, but not necessarily for us to be alike. We are not to think alike. We are not to see life the same. And so a lot of times in marriage, the arguments and the fighting is because as women, one, okay, don't get in your feelings, emotionally mature here, we think we're right about everything. We really do. And I want you all to hit some likes, or say, Kanisha, you're on it, or you can disagree with me and say, Kanisha, you got this wrong. I'm okay with that, but I need to hear back from you. But we really think that we're right about everything. And many times for most of us, if we've been single for a long time, we're conditioned to run our life and we know what we do well. But when our man come into our life, we just think he's an add-on to do life the way we want him to do it. And I promise you that's not going to happen. They do not, did I say right? They do not think like us. They do not process like us. They do not see the world the way we see it. And that really is the blessing. So we have to learn to embrace that, to accept that, and to invite that into our life. The blessing is when we become married, we get to have 2 perspectives of life, not one. Now we get to have same values. That is the goal, and the two shall become one, is that we become one in the same values, in the same mindset, in our spirituality and our finances. But the way, the methods will never be the same. And so oftentimes we're fighting against ourselves in a marriage because we're so busy trying to make this man think and do and be like us. And then we assume that when he does something, we think he does it with the same motive we do. He doesn't. They just are not like us. And we really need to understand that. We need to begin to learn that man is totally different than women and should be. And one of the things, and this is like my little caveat throwing it in, as single moms, I really encourage women, if you watch this, to stop trying to raise these little boys to be the man you think a man's supposed to be, because you're raising them to be too feminine. Now, this is not about sexuality. I'm talking about in their thinking, because men are just so different from women. And when you're trying to make this boy think like you so that he can become this man that you think would be an ideal man, you're raising a weak boy. All right, let's have that fight. The second thing I believe women do that creates so much problems in our marriage is we assume he should know things. Well, he should know that. And even if he does, so what? Tell him. Like we will build up these whole stories in our mind about what he should know. Guys, let's be real honest, particularly in the African American community. I imagine other people watch this too. And to be honest, it's probably happening in other cultural communities too. I just don't know those communities as well. Sometimes most of the men that we're coming in relationship with have not had a model of a husband in a household. So this notion that they should know, and I know for some of us didn't have a great model. But as women, many times we are put in a situation where we have to figure stuff out. This is another reason I think, like as single moms, we have to, well, I'm not a single mom, but single women have to allow their boys to fall and figure stuff out, because as a husband, you have to tell the husband things about you. What do you like? What you don't like? Don't make him assume. Don't get into this mindset about what he should already know. And even in developing and growing house together and building, there's weaknesses that he have and there's strengths you have. Learn to communicate with him in a way, not to put him down for his weaknesses, but that you be his strength in those areas. But oftentimes, because I remember hearing the story of a gentleman, he shared how his wife said, "You don't know how to shave a door?" Now, mind you, his whole thing was he'd never seen it done because the door got stuck in the jamb. And he said, now she didn't mean it that way, but his whole thing was, I bought you a house. You're going to condemn me for not knowing how to do that? Because right now, today's topic, I'm talking to women about the things we do. We have to be careful in our tone. We have to be careful in this, like, putting on a man these assumptions of what he should be able to do, but allowing ourselves full grace when we mess up. I used to do that a lot. In the beginning of our marriage, Andre would do something quote unquote wrong or make a mistake, and I had no grace for him. And then I could make the same mistake or one very similar, and I'll be full of grace for myself. Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. I didn't know. So the mistake we make is assuming a lot of times that they know, instead of learning how to communicate what it is we need or want or desire. The third thing that we do is we do not ask for what we want. Now, I know some of you ladies are going to say, Kenesha, but I do. I ask 1,000 times. He doesn't do it. So here's what I mean when I say asking for what we want. This is a emotional maturity move right here. One, I keep trying to get you guys to understand that yes, we all have expectations. Expectations are kind of like our rules in relationships. It's okay to have an expectation, but you have to learn how to communicate an expectation from a place of love and need, not a place of demand. I need you to get that. Like, you have to learn how to communicate your expectations from a place of love and need and not a place from demand. Because no adult person wants to be talked to like they're a child. And so in asking for what it is you want, you have to learn how to communicate that thing from love and respect and honor. Respect speaks love to a man. We have to learn that. Scriptures, guys, I told you I'm a Bible girl. I believe the Bible. I love the Word of God. God tells us, wives, respect your husband. He does not tell us to love our husband, because God created man for honor and respect. And if you want to really get to his heart, You need to learn to speak respect to him. And I know there are many of you all out there who says, well, he has to earn my respect. Sweetie, if he earned your heart enough for you to say I do, and now this brother still got to work to earn your respect, there's some self-work you need to do. Because then you got to ask yourself, why would you marry a man that you don't respect? You have to ask yourself that question. It's not for him to just earn your respect. You have to then begin to say, why did I choose him when I don't honor or respect who he is? When I don't believe in his values? When I don't see him as a strong enough man to take care of this household? Why did I marry him? That's a question for you. That's not a question for him. And that could fall into what I talked about yesterday, this belief that we can change them, that we can fix them, that we can make them who we want them to be. And if you're in the making process, even in that, have grace, because it takes time to make a thing. Don't put all that on him. So ladies, again, this is just for us today. 3 things, I'm going to do a quick review, 3 things I believe, 3 mistakes we make as women in marriage that causes us the relationship or causes problems in the relationship. 1, we want our men to think like us, and they are not wired to. They're not supposed to. They're not designed to. It was not God's plan that he have 2 people that think alike. We are supposed to learn to honor and value each other's concepts and ideas so that the 2 can become one. And the 2 are better than one because we can offer each other different perspectives. The second thing is that we make assumptions like, oh, we assume he should know, that he should know part. No, we have to begin to communicate what it is we want. And then the third one, we have to learn how to communicate with love, honor, and respect. We have to learn how to communicate with that. You can get anything you desire from a man that you love when you learn how to communicate effectively. Because listen, ladies, there's nothing like a man's love. It's nothing like it. And when he loves you, and I tell my friends who are single, you wait for the man that adores you. Because see, love is a very strange thing in the sense of what you perceive as love and what he perceives as love oftentimes can be different based on the way we was raised. I need you to get this. But when people adore something, most of us all agree that something that is adored should be treasured. It should be hidden. It should be protected. None of us take our valuable jewelry. If a man values his car, if you're a person who values your car, you don't let anybody touch it. You don't set that thing out where it's out in the open. You don't let people play with it. It is to be adored. It is to be treated differently. But you have to understand something about love, and this is why I say this, and I'm coming to a close. The reason I say you have to be careful of somebody who just loves you and you don't feel adored in the love is because, think about it this way. People say love shouldn't hurt. As parents, how many of us beat our children and we think we're doing it for love, but the way it's received is still hurt and pain and abuse to the child? And we may be doing it from love. And we may be doing it from correction. But do you understand that love can be twisted that way? Do you understand that there are some men and some women who are capable of abusing people, but they think they love? But no one abuses the thing they adore. Not obsessed with, know the difference. No one abuses the thing they adore. So ladies, if you're single and you're looking for that right man, look to be adored. Know the difference. And know that a man's love is a great thing to have, but you have to learn how to speak to his love language of honor and respect. I hope this has blessed somebody today. I hope you got it. If you totally disagree, feel free to hit me up in my inbox. Let's have a discussion about it. Leave comments and share this video out. Also, follow me on Facebook and Instagram and also on YouTube. So I'm Kenesha Berry. I am a relationship and mindset life coach, and I help my clients get so clear about who they are. Thank you so much. Get so clear about who they are that they can begin to create the love and the life and the relationships that they want. All right, have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.